Alright, so I'm in VRchat again with another zany world, this time being the world of Eagleland. We're in Earthbound's fictional continent based on America. Specifically the town of Onit, which probably most people know as NES's Super Smash Bros. Stage. Man, this game I really can't even begin to explain. It's like one of the most video gamey RPGs I've ever played. Like, the fact it's based on this sort of Japanese interpretation of American suburban life, it's just so comical. I remember the game breaking the fourth wall and speaking directly to me as a player, and not just like as if it was NES, like in the game. Now granted, I didn't play this on the SNES, but I had heard it was a good game from playing in Smash Bros. And I ended up emulating it in the Nintendo DS with the homebrew carts or whatever. It's literally playing it on the bus in high school. Alright, we'll go over here and see what the library is all about. You can't go in there? Okay. Alright. I think this is the way up to Ness's house? Maybe? Do not enter. Don't enter. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Okay, I had to double check online. Yeah, that was not the way to Ness's house, that was another way. Ness's house was the east way, but it doesn't look like there's any direction that way, so we will continue on. So at this point in the game, you'd have to like fight a bunch of like, a gang known as the Sharks. Eventually you have to fight Frank, the leader of the gang. It's just also like close to home, I guess, being someone from America myself. Like, you can go into the burger shop or the bakery and buy food to restore your HP. It's just such a silly premise for me. Like, as a kid, like, I'm used to, like, you know, we have mana and magical powers and drink potions and whatnot, but here it's just like, eat hamburgers and pizza and use your rulers and protractors, they're weapons. Or like in the next town with Tucson, they have a bunch of enemies that are just like non-standard RPG enemies, like the annoying old party man, the cop, the new age retro hippie, and then even the unassuming local guy. Then you got a lot of Western pop culture references, like with the Beatles, or here with the Runaway Five, they're like the Blues Brothers of this world. The wackiness of it all is just so fun, and so many aspects of the game are super memorable to me because of it. Unfortunately, only the first 3 towns are in this VRchat world, so this part won't be in it, but you end up meeting this guy in a cave who like rearranged all the rocks in a maze-like fashion, and he tells you he wants to grow up and be a video game level designer. And then you meet him way later in the game, and he's turned into a giant dungeon person who he now calls himself the Dungeon Man. And you go inside of him and travel through his body to find a yellow submarine that he's hidden away to be able to progress by crossing the ocean with it. I just can't think of another game that constantly subverted my expectations like that. Like here in the final town that the VRchat map has, the town of Threed. It gets taken over by a bunch of zombie circus clowns, and then you have to actually go and fight the circus tent itself to free them all. Unfortunately, this is where the VRchat map kind of starts getting work in progress, so it doesn't have any of the zombies or the circus. But before I end this video, I'm going to show another map that someone recreated Moonside with. Moonside is probably my favorite section of Earthbound. Most will remember Fourside as another one of Ness's maps in Smash Bros. Again, which is basically Eagleland's New York or other major city. At some point in the story, you go into this cafe, which was changed from a bar due to North American localization, and you find something hidden behind the counter that transports you into this neon night version of the city. Everything's backwards here, so if you're asked yes or no to things, you have to reply with what you don't want to say, for example. You fight enemies here like abstract art, Dali's clock, and an enraged fire pump. I just really love the whole city never sleeps vibe. Unfortunately, that's all there really is in VRchat, at least custom room wise. If you've never played it and don't mind older RPG mechanics, I highly recommend playing it on an emulator or something. If you have played it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Definitely check out these VRchat maps for a blast of nostalgia. Anyway, I'm Space Goat, and it's been fun. Remember to say fuzzy pickles when getting your picture taken. Peace.